In the deep oceans of our planet, there are places that humans have barely explored. The sea is vast, dark, and mysterious. Because of this, stories about sea monsters have existed for thousands of years. Sailors, fishermen, and explorers have often reported seeing strange creatures rising from the water. Some people believe these creatures are real animals that science has not yet discovered. Others believe the stories are simply myths and misunderstandings. One of the most famous sea monsters in history is the Kraken. According to old stories from Norway and Iceland, the Kraken was a gigantic creature that lived deep in the ocean. Sailors described it as a massive monster with long tentacles, similar to a giant squid. They believed it could rise from the sea and pull entire ships underwater. For many years, people thought the Kraken was only a legend. However, scientists later discovered the giant squid, a real deep-sea animal that can grow up to 13 meters long. Some historians think early sailors may have seen giant squids and turned those sightings into stories about the Kraken. Another famous sea monster is the Loch Ness monster, often called Nessie. This mysterious creature is said to live in Loch Ness, a deep freshwater lake in Scotland. Reports of a strange creature in the lake date back more than 1,000 years. In 1934, a photograph known as the surgeon's photo appeared to show a long neck rising from the water. The image became famous around the world and made Nessie one of the most well-known monsters in history. Many scientists later concluded that the photograph was likely a hoax. Even so, people continue to search the lake using sonar and underwater cameras, hoping to find evidence of an unknown animal. Another legendary creature from the sea is the Leviathan. This monster appears in ancient texts, including the Bible. Leviathan was described as a powerful sea creature of enormous size. In some stories, it was said to breathe fire or destroy ships with its strength. Over time, scholars began to believe that these descriptions might have been inspired by large marine animals such as whales or crocodiles. In ancient times, when people knew very little about the ocean, encountering a huge whale could easily create stories about a terrifying sea monster. Sea monster sightings have not only happened in ancient times. Even in the modern world, sailors and fishermen sometimes report seeing unusual creatures. For example, large Orfish occasionally appear near the surface of the ocean. These long silver fish can grow more than 10 meters in length. When people see them for the first time, their strange shape can make them look like sea serpents. In fact, some scientists believe that many historical stories about sea serpents were actually sightings of Orfish. Today, scientists continue to explore the deep ocean. New species of fish, squid, and other creatures are discovered every year. In fact, experts estimate that a large percentage of ocean life has still not been documented. Because the deep sea is so difficult to explore, it is possible that unknown species still exist far below the surface. Whether sea monsters are real or not, these stories have fascinated people for centuries. They remind us that the ocean is still one of the most mysterious places on Earth. And as long as the deep sea remains unexplored, the legends of sea monsters will continue to capture our imagination.